Once upon a time, in a kingdom far beyond the tallest mountains and deepest valleys, there was a small village called Pinewood. The village was surrounded by a dense forest filled with towering trees and sparkling streams. The people of Pinewood were happy and content, known for their warm hearts and simple way of life. But the village had a secret, one that only the elders spoke of in hushed tones. According to the legend, deep within the forest lived a mystical bird known as the Phoenix of Light. This bird was said to be as old as time itself, with feathers made of pure gold that shone brighter than the sun. The phoenix was a symbol of hope and renewal, and it was believed that anyone who found one of its golden feathers would be blessed with eternal happiness and prosperity. However, the phoenix was also fiercely protective of its feathers. No one had ever seen the bird, but many had ventured into the forest in search of the golden feather, never to return. The brave woodcutter. In Pinewood lived a young woodcutter named Finn. He was strong and kind-hearted, always helping his neighbors and caring for the forest. Finn had heard the stories of the Phoenix of Light from his grandfather, who would tell the tale by the fire on cold winter nights. Finn was fascinated by the legend and often dreamed of finding the golden feather, not for riches or fame, but to bring joy to his village, which had been struggling with poor harvests and cold winters. One day, after seeing the hardship in his village, Finn decided that he would try to find the golden feather. He knew it was a dangerous quest, but his heart was filled with determination to help his people. Finn packed some bread, water, and his trusty axe and set off into the forest. The trees loomed tall around him as he walked deeper into the woods, following the ancient paths that twisted and turned like a labyrinth. The forest was quiet, with only the sound of the wind rustling the leaves and the distant call of birds. The talking owl. After hours of walking, Finn came to a clearing where an ancient oak tree stood. As he approached the tree, he heard a voice. Who dares enter the heart of the forest in search of the Phoenix of Light? Startled, Finn looked around and saw an owl perched on a branch of the oak tree. The owl was large, with wise eyes that seemed to see into his very soul. I am Finn, a woodcutter from Pinewood, he replied, bowing respectfully. I seek the golden feather to bring happiness to my village. The owl studied Finn for a moment before nodding. Your heart is pure, young woodcutter. Many have come before you, seeking the feather for selfish reasons. But you wish to help others. I will guide you, but beware, the path is perilous, and not all who seek the phoenix return. Finn thanked the owl, who introduced himself as Sage, the guardian of the forest. Sage flew ahead, leading Finn through the dense woods. As they journeyed deeper, the forest grew darker, and the air became thick with mist. The River of Reflection. After a long walk, they reached a river with water so clear it reflected the sky like a mirror. Sage landed on a rock by the riverbank and said, "This is the River of Reflection. To cross it, you must face your true self. Many have turned back from here, unable to accept what they see." Finn knelt by the river and looked into the water. At first, he saw only his reflection. But then, the water began to swirl, showing him images of his past, times when he had been kind and times when he had made mistakes. He saw moments of bravery and moments of doubt. As Finn watched, he realized that the river was showing him the balance of light and dark within himself. He accepted it, understanding that everyone has strengths and weaknesses, but it is how we choose to act that defines us. With this realization, the river's mist parted, revealing a narrow bridge made of vines. Finn crossed it with confidence, and Sage nodded approvingly. You have passed the first test. Now, we must continue. The Field of Illusions. Sage led Finn to a vast field filled with flowers of every color imaginable. The field was beautiful, but something felt off. The flowers seemed to shift and change shape, creating illusions that were hard to distinguish from reality. This is the Field of Illusions, Sage warned. It can deceive even the sharpest minds. Stay focused on your goal, and do not be swayed by what you see. As Finn walked through the field, the flowers began to whisper to him, showing him visions of his deepest desires, riches, glory, and power. But Finn knew these were mere illusions. He closed his eyes, relying on his heart to guide him. With each step, The illusions grew stronger, but Finn's resolve never wavered. He remembered why he had embarked on this journey, to help his village, not to seek glory for himself. The field slowly lost its power over him, and the path ahead became clear. Sage flew beside him, impressed by Finn's strength of will. You have passed the second test. Only one more remains. The Phoenix's lair. Finally, Sage led Finn to a steep mountain that rose high above the forest. At the top, in a hidden cave, was the lair of the Phoenix of Light. The mountain was treacherous, with jagged rocks and fierce winds, but Finn climbed steadily, his determination unwavering. As he neared the summit, he saw a warm, golden glow emanating from the cave. The entrance was guarded by a shimmering wall of flames, the final barrier to the Phoenix's lair. Sage landed beside Finn. The flames will test your courage. Only those who are truly brave can pass through unscathed. Finn took a deep breath and stepped forward. The flames flared up but did not burn him. Instead, they felt warm and comforting, as if they recognized his pure intentions. With each step, the flames parted, allowing him to pass. Inside the cave, Finn finally saw the Phoenix of Light. The bird was magnificent, with feathers that shimmered like molten gold and eyes that sparkled with wisdom. It perched on a nest of glowing embers, watching Finn with a gaze that seemed to pierce through time itself. You have come far, young woodcutter, the Phoenix said, its voice like a soft melody. Why do you seek the golden feather? Finn bowed deeply. I seek the feather not for myself, but to bring happiness and prosperity to my village. The people are struggling, and I wish to help them. The Phoenix tilted its head, considering Finn's words. Then, with a graceful movement, it plucked a single golden feather from its wing and offered it to Finn. Your heart is true, and your wish is selfless. Take this feather, and with it, the blessings of hope and renewal. Use it wisely, and your village will flourish once more. The return to Pinewood. Finn accepted the feather with gratitude and made his way back down the mountain, through the field of illusions and across the river of reflection. Sage accompanied him all the way back to the edge of the forest. Thank you for your guidance, Sage, Finn said as they parted ways. I will never forget your wisdom. Nor will I forget your bravery, Finn, Sage replied. Remember, the power of the feather lies not in the magic itself, but in the purity of your heart. When Finn returned to Pinewood, the village was on the brink of despair. But as soon as he held up the golden feather, a miraculous change swept through the land. The crops began to grow tall and green, the rivers flowed with crystal clear water, and the villagers' hearts were filled with renewed hope and joy. From that day on, Pinewood flourished as it never had before, and the story of Finn and the Phoenix of Light became a legend that would be told for generations to come. And so, the village of Pinewood lived in peace and prosperity, blessed by the courage and kindness of a simple woodcutter who had a heart as pure as gold. The end.